Hello adventurers, it is I, Solo Adventure, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today is World Building Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, I like to give updates on my tabletop RPG projects and games, and as well as cover a tip. But today, for World Building Wednesday, I am actually going to be covering my Dungeoneer for Hire game. So this is what we are going to cover today. So there are no tips for this week. So I'll be on vacation for the rest of the week, so there won't be any videos, and I guess I'll just see you guys next week on Monday when I come back. This dungeon crawler game, it is actually a sequel to The Wizard's Missing Gemstone, and this is a solo journaling adventure. So when you play this game, you'll actually come across these characters. So it'll be kind of familiar, and it's all set in the same world. So this is set in the town of Kyrinth. I do have the dungeon map and then the character sheet, but I decided to just split it up. I don't really know why. We will go through how to play. For a little bit of lore, we need you. Word goes around fast in the small town of Kyrinth. Rumor has it that Albie, the old town wizard, discovered a dungeon underground, and it's right below his wizard tower, and it holds 5 ancient tomes. And these tomes contain some of Kyrinth's darkest secrets, and businesses are going crazy trying to hire Dungeoneers to acquire them. So there are 3 potential employers who are willing to hire you, and each employer has certain benefits that will aid you in your adventure through the dungeon. But beware of your surroundings. You won't just encounter monsters and traps, you will run into other Dungeoneers trying to find those ancient tomes as well. Good luck! Alright, so here is the dungeon map, and you can see there is only one entrance here. So this is where you explore, and then you have to come back out of the dungeon with those 5 ancient tomes. So what you need to play. So this is a solo dungeon crawling adventure for 1 player, and playtime can vary between 30 to 60 minutes. So things you will need: a pencil and eraser, so making sure these are handy. This game booklet, the character sheet, and the dungeon map, and then we will also need a 1d6, a 1d4, if I can grab it, and then a 1d8, and a small token or a mini to track which room you are exploring in. So we will be using this guy right here. I did kind of print this out a little smaller than what I was expecting, but anyways, let me know if this is like too small. I can also increase the size for the file there, so it'll be a little bit bigger for your mini there. But anyways, so objective: go through the dungeon and exit with 5 ancient tomes. All right, so we have everything that we need here. Okay, so let's remove these on the side. So these are the ones that we'll be using. Put off to the side here so you can see it better. There we go. All right, so choose your employer. So before you start your adventure, pick your employer. You will be given a +1 to their corresponding ability, a healing potion for 5 health points, and a starter weapon. Refer to the weapons table for details about your weapon. Okay, so we have here Albie the Wizard, Zara the Bounty Hunter, or Gorath the Blacksmith. I kind of want to do Zara the Bounty Hunter today. So we'll put our name. So Soloist Venture is mine, and my employer is Zara the Bounty Hunter. So it looks like working for her, we will be given a +1 dexterity, and our starter weapon is a dagger. Okay, so oh yeah, right here. So the dagger will be a 1d4 +2, So dagger, so it is a 1d4 plus 2. All right, and then we do have a +1 to our dexterity, so that's nice. So it says here, your 3 abilities are strength, dexterity, and charisma, and each start at 0. And then you add a +1 modifier to any ability of your choice and your other +1 modifier from your employer. So I think I'm going to do +1 to strength, +1 to dexterity, and then right now charisma is at a 0. Okay. So it looks like here, when you are told to roll for a strength, dex, or charisma save, also called a check, you will roll the corresponding dice and add your modifier to the dice result. For example, dexterity or charisma saves, you roll a 1d6. Anything above a 5 is a success. And then there is a little table back here. Where is it? Yeah, so right here for a dexterity and a charisma save. Okay, so for strength, used for attacks by your weapon. So attacks will always hit, so there's no missing here. So when you attack with a dagger, you add your modifier along with the weapon. So the sum of your dagger, so for me I have a 1d4 plus 2, and for my strength, I have a +1. So that would be the sum of 1d4 plus 2 plus 1 would be the total attack value. Okay. And now, dexterity. So it's used for dodging traps and avoiding Dungeoneers from stealing your ancient tomes or stealing ancient tomes from Dungeoneers. So when you roll for a dex save, you add the result and your ability modifier. But I also kept a note in here, you cannot use a dex save to flee or dodge hits from monsters or Dungeoneers during rounds of combat. Monsters and Dungeoneers are quick and the rooms are small, making it hard to maneuver through. So, charisma, used for intimidating Dungeoneers to take their ancient tomes or deciphering runes to activate portals. So we will see that as we explore the dungeon map. All right, so when you're trying to decipher the runes, for example, you roll a charisma save, so it's a 1d6, and add your charisma modifier. Okay, so for rules, so you are a Dungeoneer venturing off, exploring the dungeon rooms, and every time you enter a room, even if it's one that you've previously explored, you must roll a 1d6 on the encounter table. All right, so whatever we roll on this 1d6, we will either encounter a trap, monster, or a Dungeoneer. All right, and then I will go through how combat works as we play, but this is just I put a lot of details in here for the instructions just because I want this to target newer players who've never played a solo dungeon crawling kind of game. So yeah, so we'll come across monsters, Dungeoneers, and depending on how the encounter goes, we will probably go through a round of combat for Dungeoneers, and then for monsters, it's always going to be combat. And then for traps, that will be a dex save. So yeah, so for exploration, there are no doors on the dungeon map, as you can see. There are only tunnels. So you can visit any room in any order as long as you're traveling through the tunnel. So for example, you can't jump from room 8 to room 4, for example. It has to connect. All right, and then there are 2 types of special rooms. So there are portals, and then there is a plus symbol in the room. So if you see a P in the room, the letter P, as you can see here, there are 3. That means you have a chance to access the portal each time you enter the room after an encounter. So once you complete the encounter, the room is safe for you to perform a charisma check to decipher the portal runes. A success gives you the chance to teleport to any room with AP. So for example, if we try to decipher the runes in room 5, and it was a success, then we can teleport to either room 2 or room 7. So a fail means you do not access the portal, but you can always try again if you visit that same room another time. Now, if you see a plus symbol in the room, so pluses over here and over here, that means any monsters you defeat in that room specifically have a +1 to your loot table roll. So this will help increase the chances of you finding either an ancient tome or a legendary item. So you can see here, so the loot table or the, for this table, the legendary item or an ancient tome. All right, so we will get started. Okay, I am not going to draw my character right now. I'll just give him a little smiley face. There's me, and then with my dagger. Okay, there you go. A little drawing there. Okay, so there's me. Let's see. So where do we start? So let's go to let's just do room 5. Yeah. Okay. So there is a P in the room. We will roll on the encounter table. See what we get. Okay. So we got a 4. So that means we have encountered a monster. We will always attack first only when encountering monsters. All right. So we got a 4. So that means we have a monster here. And then for some flavor text, we can roll on this, which would be the monster type table. So let's see what kind of monster we come across. We got a 6, so we have a hobgoblin over here. Okay, so we have a hobgoblin, and we need to know their total HP first before we begin. Oh, also I forgot to mention, we always start with 30 health points. Okay. So, Dungeoneer or monster total HP. So we will roll a 1d4 here. Okay, so we got a 2. So that means they start with 7. 7 out of 7. Okay, so for a round of combat, so we attack with our weapon, and then we add our strength modifier, which is our attack value, and then we subtract it from the monster's HP. So we do have a 1d4 plus a 2 plus a 1 because of my strength. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. Wow, we blew that guy out of the water. Okay, so we were able to defeat that hobgoblin. So that's awesome. We defeated the monster, and we can roll on the loot table. So we'll roll a 1d8, and we got a 6. So we have a wooden shield or an arcane sword. So, I probably want that arcane sword. So I will probably... Yeah, okay. So I am gonna drop my dagger here, and I will get that arcane sword, and it's a powerful one. That is a 1d8 plus 3. Okay, cool. And now we can decipher the runes here and see if we're able to teleport. So let's do a 1d6 dex save. So we got 4, but plus 1 because of my modifier. So that is a 5, and that is a success. We can teleport to room... let's try room 7 over here. Okay. Now we must roll and see what we encounter. So we're going to roll a 1d6. Okay, so we got a 6. All right, so we are now encountering a Dungeoneer. So for this Dungeoneer, we need to do a few things first. So we have to roll on the monster Dungeoneer HP table. So let's roll a 1d4. Okay, so we got a 4. And that means they start with 12 health points. And then now, beware, they may attack you first. So now we have to roll on the Dungeoneer action table, which is this table down here. So we roll a 1d4, and we'll see how this encounter goes. We got a 1, and they completely ignore me, so that's good. So we're ignoring each other. He gets to pass by me, I get to pass by him. Nothing complicated. All right. Now we can try to decipher the runes here in this room. Yep. let's do a 1d6. See how that goes. Ooh, a 1. Okay, so that is a fail. All right, so that is a fail. So unfortunately, we were not able to decipher those runes there, but that is a-okay. So let's go to room 9 now. So we have to roll 1d6. Okay, we got a 3. So we are now encountering a monster. Let's see what type of monster. Okay, it's another hobgoblin. Okay, so now we have to roll 1d4 to see their starting HP. So that is a 1, so they start with 5. Okay, he's a weak little guy. So they start with 5. We attack. So we do our arcane sword, 1d8 plus 3, 5, and 9. So we were able to completely defeat this guy, so that's nice. And then we roll on the loot table here. 1d8. Let's see what we find. Oh, yes! Okay, so we got an 8. So we have a chance to either get a legendary item or an ancient tome. And I think I want to take the ancient tome right now. So we found our very first ancient tome in room 9. Okay, cool. And then now we will go ahead and let's go to room 4. Okay, so there is a plus here. So that means that that'll increase our chances for a monster if we defeat it. Oh wait, yeah, I mixed up my rule there. Yeah, so if it's a plus, that means it's only applicable to the monsters. Yeah, so any monsters. Okay, yep, that's right. Let's see who we encounter. Do we encounter a monster? So we got a 3. Okay, yes, we do encounter a monster. What type of monster? It is a giant spider. 1d4, let's roll on the HP. So it is a huge spider with 12 health points. Let's see if we're able to defeat this guy. All right, so we'll roll 1d8, a 4. So now he is at 4. Okay, not bad. So now it is the monster's turn to attack me. So now we'll roll on this table. A 1d4. Okay, so it says here the monster attacks for 1d4 damage. Okay. 1. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so we just got 29 out of 30 health points now. Now it is our turn. So we roll for our 1d8 plus 3 arcane sword. 9, 10. Okay, yep, we're able to defeat him. Nice. Okay, and now we can roll on the loot table. And with this plus, we have a +1 modifier to our loot table roll. So we got a 4, +1 is 5. And we get either a wooden shield or an arcane sword. So let's just do the wooden shield since we already have an arcane sword. So we have here a wooden shield and it blocks for 3 attacks. So I'll just put a -3. Okay. And now we continue on. We are in room 3 and there is a plus there. So let's see what we encounter. 3. Okay, so we have another monster here. And what type of monster? 6, a hobgoblin. Okay. And a 1d4 for their starting health points. So we got a 4. So that is a 12. So 12 out of 12. And now we attack. So let's see here. 5 plus 3. So 3. All right. I'm really glad that we found that arcane sword there. And then now he will be attacking us. So let's see. We have here a 1d4 to see how much he attacks us for. 1. So 1d4 damage. Okay, 1 again. So now we are at 28. Oh, but we do have our wooden shield. So we were able to block all of that. So that's good. All right. And now Again, our turn 8. Wow, that is a lot. We're able to defeat this guy. Awesome. And then now for the loot table, we roll a 1d8 plus 1. Oh, a 9. Okay, awesome. So we have a legendary item or an ancient tome. I do want to get that ancient tome. So sweet. Okay, so we have 2 ancient tomes. That's awesome. All right. Now we will go to, let's go to room 5 again. Let's see. All right. So we have a 3. So it is a monster. Okay, so it is a monster. And, oh yeah, what type of monster? Okay, it is another hobgoblin. And now we roll 1d4. Okay, so he has 12 health points. And now we attack. So let's see here. 6. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now he only has 2 health points. Let's see how much he attacks us for. Okay, 3. So that would be a 1d4 plus 2. Okay. 2 plus 2 is 4. But we were able to block 3 of those. So only 1 hits us. So we are at 28. And then now our turn. Whoops. A 1d8 plus 3. Okay, so that is a 4, 5. Okay, yep, we were able to defeat him. Awesome. Okay, so let's roll on the loot table here. 1d8, hopefully. Ah, no. Okay, so we have a 2. Oh, I forgot. We do have a healing potion. I forgot about that. That's what we started with. I think I want to do an ability pendant. So we can equip and we can add +1 to any check. Yeah, so let's do a pendant. All right. And so we'll do a +1 to our charisma because we don't have any modifiers for that right now. Okay, and we can... I actually don't think I want to decipher portals. So we'll go to room 1 here. Okay, so for room 1, let's roll. So we got a 4. So we came across a monster. What type of monster? It is a giant spider. Okay. And let's see. For the starting health points, he is at 5. This giant spider. Okay. And now we will attack. So let's see. We attack the giant spider for 1. Okay. So that is 4, 5. Oh, we were still able to defeat this guy. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now, oh yeah. Now we roll on the 1d8 loot table. We got a 4. So we already have a wooden shield and arcane sword, so we can re-roll. We got the same exact one. Okay, 3. Do we want a healing potion or an ability pendant? I'll do another ability pendant here. So we can only carry 2 ability pendants and then only 1 better ability pendant there. So I think I want to add that to my strength. So now we have +2 modifiers. All right, so let's go to room 8 and let's see what we encounter in room 8. It is a 6, so we came across a Dungeoneer. So this Dungeoneer has how much health points? 3, so he has 10. Okay, for the Dungeoneer, where's that table? Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so for the Dungeoneer action table, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Okay, a 4, so that means we can try to steal 1 ancient tome from them. So we can do a dex save or a charisma save. So let's do a dex save. Hopefully 2 plus 1 is 3. Ah, that is a fail. So now we have to go into combat, and they attack us first. So they attack us for, let's see here, 4. Okay, a 1d4 plus 3. So that is a total of 5. Minus 3 is 2. So we're down to 26 out of 30. Not bad. We're still doing okay. And now we, so now we attack them with our arcane sword here. So that is a 1 plus a 3 plus a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now they are down to 4 health points. Okay. So now they attack us. So let's see here. So we got a 2. So that would be a 1d4 plus 1. So I got a 1. So that's 1 plus 1 is 2. They attack for 2, but I block. And then now with my arcane sword here, 6 plus 3. So that's 9 plus 2, 9, 10, 11. Yep, we were able to defeat him. And now, I believe we get an ancient tome. Yes. So the Dungeoneer died. You gain a ancient tome. All right. And we can roll for the loot table. So let's see how this goes. 6. Okay, so we already have a wooden shield and an arcane sword. I'm okay with that. 2. We already have the max amount of ability pendants, but we can do a healing potion. So yeah, so we'll do that. All right. Okay, and then now we are in room 6. So room 6, there is a plus sign. Okay, so let's see what we encounter in room 6. Okay, we encountered another Dungeoneer. So this Dungeoneer has 3, so we got 10 health points here. Okay, and now we will see what they do. So we have to roll a 1d4. And okay, so we're going to try to steal an ancient tome from them. So let's see, a 1d6, hopefully it's a 5. Oh, it's a 2, plus 1 is 3. Okay, so that is a fail. So now, they attack us first. Alright, so we got a 3. So it's a 1d4 plus 2. So it's 3, 4, 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. This is 24. And now we attack them. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. So we were able to completely get rid of him in one hit. And now we gain another ancient tome. And we get to roll on the loot table. And we do have a plus 1. So let's see what we get here. 7 plus 1 is 8. So we found our 5th ancient tome. All right. Yeah, so we found our 5th ancient tome, and we're able to leave the dungeon now. So let's see if we're able to make it out without getting bombarded too much with other monsters here. So let's go to room 8, and we'll roll a 1d6. So a 3, so that is a monster. And we'll see what the monster starts with. Starts with 5. Okay. And now we roll. Nice. Okay, yeah. So we're able to completely defeat this guy. And let's just roll on the loot table just cuz. Let's just see. 1. Okay, well, we already have all of that. And a 3. Oh, wait. I could just get another healing potion if I wanted, just in case. Alright. And then now, we go into the next room. So let's see. We got a 6. Okay, a Dungeoneer. Hopefully they don't try to steal our ancient tomes. We already have all 5. So let's see what they start with health point wise. So 2. So that is 7. Okay, and let's see what they try to do. Oh, we got a 1. They completely ignore me. Okay, perfect. So that means we are able to exit out with all 5 ancient tomes. All right, that was awesome. Great. So that is how you play Dungeoneer for hire. So you could see it's it's a little bit on like the easier side. Um, just because like for a beginner who's never done like a dungeon crawling thing, I just feel like I definitely want them to be able to have a good chance of surviving. Because I remember my original design was like so unbalanced and I died so fast in the dungeon. And so yeah, hopefully this is like a lot better and a little more like just a little easier. Yeah, so we were able to survive and exit out of the dungeon with all 5 ancient tomes. And like for fun, I feel like it'd be kind of cool to use your imagination to kind of see what those 5 ancient tomes are. Like when I was creating this, I came up with one that was like the tome of Tattletales, and it was just this ancient tome of all the different NPCs of Kyrinth kind of spilling different like gossip and rumors about other NPCs of Kyrinth, and they put it in that tome. So that's like an example. But yeah, if you do end up playing this, I hope you're able to just use your imagination to add more to the lore. And yeah, maybe you can even think of what those 5 ancient tomes are all about in this strange town of Kyrinth. So that is how you play Dungeoneer for Hire. Thank you so much, adventurers, for all the support. This game is free on my itch.io. I will put a link down below in the description. And yeah, I hope you have a lot of fun playing this game, and make sure to share this game with people who have never done a solo dungeon crawler adventure before. They might enjoy this game. So all right, that is it for today's video. And again, I said earlier, I will be on vacation, so I will see you guys next week. Till next time.